Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Sunny at W.O.R.K.S World, and great to see you again. So today we're going to be talking about, as usual, combining a few things together. So why do we, as people, get stuck? And there are a few reasons why we could be getting stuck in our lives, and some examples of that would be, could be doubt in oneself, fear. It could be stubbornness. Sometimes we're in situations or we feel we need to be right, and to hold on to that need to be right, to feel stubborn, be stubborn and hold on to whatever it is we need to hold on, no matter if it's detrimental to ourselves or if it's not helping a situation. The stubbornness might be the reason why we remain stuck. It could be that we are unaware of how to move on from where we are. It may be that we are unable to even identify that we are stuck. So we may have a feeling of not knowing where we're going or what we're doing, or feeling unsatisfied, but not exactly connecting that to the awareness that we may be stuck. So bringing it round to resilience and how this could possibly link to our ability to become unstuck. And I've kind of gone, I'm going to go top down. So as adults, we have a certain resilience, our personal level of resilience, and it varies person to person. And in that, there are certain ways that we have developed our own techniques, learnt techniques, or we may lack certain aspects of resilience, in the sense of not being able to bounce back from certain situations, or some things we can bounce back. We may be great at bouncing back from projects that are not going great at work or school or wherever we are. But in the home, there may be specific relationships that we have circles occurring and we're not able to get to the next point, and or we just find that we are giving in to the same people or giving into the same situations, or unable to move from where we are, for the stuckness, from the being stuck. So this also then got me thinking about what is it therefore that if we as adults are finding that we're getting ourselves in situations where we're stuck, or we're unable to identify that we're stuck, and do not have some of the tools or skills to be resilient, to be resourceful with our inner tools or skills or knowledge, then what is it that we're passing on? So it's kind of like the chicken and the egg situation. So if we weren't given the tools to be resilient, or if we have the tools and we're not using them or not effectively, then what we're presenting models of is that same thing to the children. So then that brings it back down to chicken of the egg situation. Or where do we start then? Do we start with the children and show them resilience? But then that means we have to also learn them as adults and make sure that we are being as resilient as we can be as adults. And with the children, therefore, it would be probably the best way, one of the best ways, not the best way because I don't have the best way, but one of the ways that I would look at it would be to approach children in a way where we're providing that support, providing that safe environment for them to explore and to question things, and not to be so quick to provide the answers, not to be so quick to step in and resolve a conflict for them. Because as I was doing my dissertation in my early years degree, I specifically, throughout the whole degree, made sure that I was stepping back as much as I possibly could and allowing them to teach me. I do it with my own child. And if there is any other child around me, I try and step back as much as possible and let them lead me. I have been constantly amazed at how many situations, such as a conflict between peers, has resolved itself peacefully in the end. They may not be going through the transition of it peacefully, but who does? And instead of us stepping in and resolving that conflict for them, just trusting them and allowing them to find some way of working through those things, working through those skills, and building those skills, building that knowledge, building that awareness, and then letting them see, letting them show us, letting them feel, letting us feel. Where are they going with this? How are they going to get from A to B, from B to C? And it's quite insightful of what they provide for me when I was watching them, and when I was writing the dissertation up, of how that innate ability to be resilient, to be resourceful, also allows us to be able to become unstuck with a lot more ease, a lot more grace in certain situations. So to round it up, the question that was brought to me this week by somebody was, why do we get stuck? How do we get stuck? And so I wanted to kind of flip it on its head a bit and say, well, what is the resilience required first to become unstuck? Where does that resilience come from? Why are some of us feeling that we don't have it in the first place? And therefore, how can we start using what is available to us to build that resilience? Children are a perfect example. Animals, a perfect example. And whatever resilience we do have in us, for honouring that and trusting the instinct part, trusting the intuition of it, and trusting that that resilience is within. It's just sometimes hidden amongst other things. So yes, bringing up our resilience, building our resilience, and looking to others, such as children, and trusting that they have answers also to how we can build our resilience so that we can be unstuck. And then there's an easier flow in life, easier flow in our day to day, and easier flow generally all around. Hope you have a great day, week, and talk to you soon. This has been Sunny at Radio Works World. Peace and love.